Hi everyone. Today we are looking at algebraic fractions and formulae in secondary 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is, of course, to do the questions together with you and to show you the thought processes behind each of the question, okay? Now, as you can see over here, the first question says that I want you to simplify AB minus A squared over 4A divided by A minus B over 2A squared. So the first thing that I will do is to remember that when it comes to fractions itself, every time when it comes to fractions, especially when it comes to division, we always have to adopt something called the keep, the change, and the flip. This is something that we have learned in primary school. Okay? So the first thing that you want to do is you write AB. Okay, I understand over here it says AB minus A squared, right? So I will start with AB minus A squared over 4A. And I'm going to flip this. Once I'm done with these, what I want to do now is obviously ask myself a very simple question. What do I do with this? I have to spew the square into each of the expression. So AB minus A squared remains over 4A remains times 4A squared over A minus B. I'll continue from here. Now, then when you look at the left-hand side, you realize there isn't much that you can do except for something called factorization. So what is common over here? What is common over here? Well, A is common, right? So you divide by A. What are you left with? B minus A. Make sense? Over 4A times 4A squared over A minus B. Now, I think more importantly is to understand that whatever that is the same, you can cancel. 4A you can cancel. 4A squared. Can you cancel 4A squared? Okay. In fact, you shouldn't do it this way. You should cancel one by one first. Cancel 4, cancel 4. There's 1A over here. However, on the other side, there's 2. So you just cancel 1 away. Then when it comes to A minus B and B minus A, they look very similar, right? You're going to change this. I want this to be. In fact, you can also want the other one to be. Okay, or you can have this as B minus A, right? Or you want to change that to A minus B. Why are you changing it? So that you can cancel them. Are you understanding? And from here itself, what you're going to do is, of course, if you are going to change it, you just write down A minus B first. Understand that you're going to factorize out the A. The minus, I apologize. Okay, so you're left with nothing in the denominator. A minus B is left. Okay, the numerator, in fact, you will have another times A over here. What you're going to do is you're going to cancel A minus B and A minus B. So minus A times A, that gets me to negative A squared. And therefore, this is my answer for this question. Now, from here itself, you can see for II, okay, we have already done I. And for II, they say hence. This is the key word, right? The word hence tells me that I need to refer to what is above. That means, what is my answer before this, right? From here itself, you can see that 4mn minus 8m over mn minus 2n plus 3n minus 6. Now, from here itself, you can see for the one above, what you can do is just take out what is common. What is common? M is common, 2 is common. What are you left with? You are left with, oh, in fact, no, I apologize. It's not 2 that is common, it's 4 that is common. What are you left with? You are left with n minus away 2. Okay, and then the base, remember, you see, look at the base. I'm just going to maybe do it in green. Look at the base itself. You can see that this is very much similar to here, right? Not very much similar. It is that, right? If I were to factorize it. So I'm going to write out the factorized form. The reason why I do that is because I remember that my job is to make sure that I can simplify it by canceling. So you want to cancel the n minus 2 and n minus 2. All right, so what are you left with? 4m over m plus 3, and therefore this is my answer for this question. Now in the next question, as you can see over here, it says 3 minus 2x plus 15 over 3 equals to 2x minus 3 over 6. The first thing that you want to do is to make sure that you turn everything into a fraction. So you see whole numbers, right? You can turn it into a fraction by just putting over 1. It's always like that. Okay, in primary school up to now, right? It's always like this. Now, then in a fraction, when it comes to multiplication and division, right? Okay, division, of course, you will just have to use something called keep change flip. right? For multiplication, you just say numerator, numerator, denominator, denominator. But when it comes to positive and negative, which is in this situation is negative, you have to make both of them, you always have to make what?
Denominator the same.
Yeah, you always have to make the denominator the same. Can you understand or not? If you don't make denominator the
Yeah.
same, then you're not on the right track. Can? All right, so you get
Mhm.
9 over 3. Now, teacher just said, wait, why you draw a line such a long line? Because when the denominator is the same, you can combine them. But I just want to caution you again, the minus here is the killer. So you always, you see, when you put a minus here, immediately, what comes after that, you must always bracket. Okay? All right. Now, if you're wondering why is that so, what difference does it make? Let me explain to you. Okay, from here itself, you can see there is an invisible one over here. There is an invisible one over here. So when I say there's invisible one, what happens is that you have to multiply the invisible one into it. You see, if you don't put a bracket, right, you will not see the invisible one. Then you will not go and multiply to 15. But because there is a bracket, you know that you need to multiply the negative into the bracket. So everything inside the bracket will be affected.
Yeah.
9 minus 2x minus 15 over 3 equals to 2x minus 3 over 6. Is this something that you can understand?
Yes.
Solve whatever that you can over here first. I'll continue from here, okay? 9 minus 15, how much is that?
-6.
Minus
Minus 2x.
2x over 3 equals
3.
to 2x minus 3 over 6. Main job is to cross multiply. When you're done with this,
It'll be 3 bracket 2x minus 3.
very good. Okay? Then you're going to multiply.
And the bracket
This becomes 6x minus 9 equals to,
equals to -36 minus 12x.
very good. You get what I'm trying to say?
Then you bring
6x,
over one of the
yeah, you bring 12x over lah, right? Negative 36 plus 9. Can you understand? 18x equals to negative 36 plus 9. Well, we know that it's not enough for us to get to a positive side. True? So x is equals to negative 27 divided by 18, we get to negative 3 over 2. And therefore, this is my answer for this question. Now, from here itself, right, you can see that this is what we call a two expression. If it's two expression, you always make sure you find a commoner. Okay? So 2a squared minus 4ab, this becomes what? You get a 2, you get a over here, right? A minus 2b. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's all. That's your answer for the first part, right? But it is not the first part that I'm interested in. It is the second part. It is the part where they say hence. When you see hence, once again, like I said from the very beginning of the video, that if you see hence, you need to always remember to refer back to what's your answer before. Okay? So from here itself, what you're going to do is you're going to have 2a squared minus, oh, in fact, you don't even need 2a squared minus 4ab anymore. Right? What you're going to do is you're going to have 2a bracket a minus 2b over 4a squared minus 1. Now, I think a lot of you will remember that this is what I call my special identity, right? Maybe I will just note it down at the side. If I have 4a squared minus 1, isn't this also what we call, or in fact, isn't this in the format
Square
of
minus b
minus b
square.
squared? Very good. So if a squared minus b squared, I want to get to something called what? A plus b, a minus
A
b. Is this
minus
something that you
b.
can understand? All right. So in that
Yes.
situation, when you have these two things, what you're going to do is, of course, you write down a squared equals to what? 4a squared. True? All right. A is actually equal
Yes.
to what? 2a. Make sense?
Wait.
All right. I know you're like, wait, I can sorry, not a squared. I can do all of this in my mind, but I tell my students, don't just write it out. Okay. B squared equals to 1 squared. B equals to 1. You get what I'm trying to say? So over here,
Yeah.
right, I will have 2a plus 1, 2a minus 1. True?
Yes.
Times 2a plus 1. Oh, now I see why is it that they want us to turn it into 2a plus 1 already. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
2b minus a. What's your job? Your job is to make sure you find what is common and you cancel away those that are common. Cancel away this, cancel away this. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Another thing that you realize that is similar, but not the same. Similar. Similar means some things are the same. Right? Not 100%. You get what I'm trying to say? Which one is it that is similar? Are you able to note that? Which one is it that is similar?
2a bracket a minus 2b and 2b minus a.
Very good. In fact, it is really just this one and this one. It is really just,
Mm-hmm.
does that make sense to you? So
Yeah.
how are you going to change that? Well, very simple. Again, ask yourself
You
what do you want.
rearrange.
Yeah, do you want a minus 2b to be to be rearranged so that it looks like this? Or do you want 2b minus a to be rearranged to look like a minus 2b? Which one do you want? Well, it's entirely up to you, right? I prefer to change this to make it look like this. Can you understand?
Yeah.
Right? So why is that so? Because I know that something is already factorized outside. I can just add a negative to 2a, and what is inside, I will just put as 2b minus a. Can you understand?
Yeah.
In my denominator, I'm left with 2a minus 1 times 1 over, where's your 1? I thought you cancel already. Yes, when you cancel the
Invisible.
entire thing, there must be a 1, what? True or not? All
Yeah.
right, a lot of people fail to realize that as well. Can you understand? And then from here, what are
Mm-hmm.
you going to do? You're going to cancel 2b minus a and you cancel 2b minus a. You get what I'm trying to say or not? All right,
Yeah.
and this becomes what? Negative 2a over 2a minus 1. Can you understand? All
Yeah.
right, and that's your answer for this question. 21a cubed b cubed over 12a squared b. Well, in order for you to simplify, you have to focus on one thing. One very important thing, right? Is that 21 and
Mm-hmm.
12, both of them can be divided by 3. So this becomes 7. This becomes 4. Okay? So you focus one by one. Whatever is the same, you cancel them out first. A squared disappears. A cubed becomes A. B cancel, B cubed becomes B to the power of 2. So you got 7 over 4, that's for sure. A remains, B squared, make sense? And whatever that's below, well, nothing left. So that's your answer for this question. Now, in the next question, it says that x plus 3 over 3 minus 2x minus 3 over 4 is equals to 7 over 2. Well, of course, what you want to do, again, like I said in my previous parts, right, of the video, I did, in the earlier parts of the video, I did say that whenever you want to make the denominator the same, whenever you see minus, you always have to make the denominator the same. So you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, okay? Then from here itself, you get to 4 bracket x plus 3 over 12 minus away 3 bracket 2x minus 3 over 12 is equals to 7 over 2. Of course, now what you're going to do is obviously make sure that the denominator once the denominator is the same, you can combine them. All right, but please take note of the killer. Who is the killer? The minus over here. So minus 3 bracket 2x minus 3 equals to 7 over 2. Now from here itself, what you're going to do is you're going to expand it accordingly. Okay, all right, you get to 4x plus 12 minus 3 times 2x, you get to minus 6x minus 3 times minus 3, you get to positive 9. You get over 12 equals to 7 over 2. Now, of course, from here itself, what is going to happen is that you want to make sure the x and the x sits together. Okay, same family sit together. Are you with me?
Yes.
Over 12 equals to 7 over 2. What are you going to do next? 4x minus 6x. How much is that? 4 minus 6 equals to negative 2. True? All right, negative
Yes.
x plus 21 over 12 plus 21 over 12 is equals to 7 over 2. Make sense? All right. Then after that, what you're going to do next, now you're going to make sure, okay, that you can cross multiply already, right? The moment you see an equal sign that is, in between two fractions, you immediately can cross multiply. Okay, so we're going to go 2 bracket 2, my negative 2x plus 21 equals to 12 times 7. Can you understand? I'm going to
Yeah.
continue from here. I'm going to continue from here. Okay, you're going to expand this accordingly. All right. So we get to negative 4x plus 42 is equals to 12 times 7. How much is 12 times 7? 12 times 7, we get to an answer of 84. Agree or disagree? All right, so negative 4x is equals to 84 minus 42. True? All right, then negative
Yes.
x is equals to 84 minus 42. When I do 84 minus 42, we get to a
42.
number of 42. Very good. X is equals to 42 divided by negative 4. All right, 42 divided by negative 4, we get to negative 10.5. And therefore, this is your answer for this question. Now, in this question, right, it says that AB squared over 3BC divided by 2A. So the moment you see divide and with fractions, right, immediately you must remember that it is
Change flip.
yeah, okay? So you have AB squared over 3BC divided by 2A. You see, I like to turn everything into a fraction first. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, I like to turn everything into a fraction. And when I do that, what happens is that I now can do something called keep, change, flip. All right, I want to make sure, wait, in fact, I want to make sure I spill the square into, so A squared, B squared over 3BC, I times 1 over 2A. Is this something that you can understand? Okay,
Yeah.
here itself, A squared, B squared over 6ABC. All right, and that is your answer. Okay, now
Wait, don't we have to multiply 2A with A square, B square?
do we have to multiply 2A with what? A squared?
Oh,
No,
wait, no.
is right. It's what? Numerator, denominator. Make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to simplify?
Yes, you have to simplify. All right, you have to simplify. Okay, so from
Yeah,
here itself,
so
what can you do? You can cancel A, cancel this, cancel B, cancel this, right? So you get left with AB over.
AB over 60.
Okay, so anything else you can simplify? Cannot, and this is your answer for this question. Now, in this question, right, what you want to do is, of course, you want to make sure that this part over here, okay, what can you do? Well, again, this is what we call special identity. Right? So x squared minus 4 basically is a squared minus b squared, right? We call
Oh,
it
A plus B, A minus B.
all right. So we have a squared. Okay, in fact, we're just gonna write that down. We're gonna have a squared, which is equals to x squared first. A is actually equals to x. B squared equals to 4. B is equals to 2. Can you understand? All right, so we know already, right? So we just have to do x plus 2, x minus 2, right? Why? Because type 3, right? If I were to factorize it, right, I will get a plus b, a minus b. Okay, now over x plus 2. Can you see the reason for that? Can you see the reason why I need to SI this part? All right, you can
Yeah.
see here, you can actually go and cancel them accordingly, right? X plus 2, you can just cancel them away. True? Times x plus 1 remain. Well, what about the one below? What about the one over here? The one over here is basically, you just have to cross factorization. Can you understand?
Mhm.
Okay, so when you why cross factorization? Because this is three expression, ma. For three expression, you find the commoner first. After that, then you CF. But the thing is that we can skip the find the commoner part because, well, there isn't anything that is common over here. All right, so we have x and x over here. The 4 becomes what? Minus 2 times 2. What else? Minus 4 times 1. Think about it. Which one will be the most suitable? Because we are trying to achieve something like 3. So I think it makes more sense if we were to write this. You get what I'm trying to say? So then this
Yeah.
becomes x, and then this becomes negative 4x. So there's a 1 over here. So then negative 4x plus 1, isn't that equals to negative 3x? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So once you're done with this, right, what is going to happen is that you will have this part over here, all right, this one and this one, you will have x minus 4, you will have x minus 4, and then you will have x plus 1. Make sense? And then you can see x plus 1 and x plus 1 is together, right? So what you're going to do is cancel them. Does it make sense to you? All right,
It
so you
will
have
be,
x
so
minus
they
2
become,
over x minus 4. Do you understand or don't understand?
yeah.
All right, so do you still have anything that you can do when it comes to a question like that? Nope. So this is your answer for this question. Now in this question, right, you can see 2 over m plus 2 minus away 6 bracket m minus 1 over m squared minus 4. Now over here, right, the only thing that you can see that is special identity is this part, right? And we
Yeah.
know that
It's
this
A
is,
square minus B square.
let's go. All right, a squared minus, let's go. A squared minus b squared.
B square.
Okay, all right, a squared minus b squared becomes.
A plus B, A minus B.
Now, always do the workings at the side. B squared equals to 4, B is equals to 2. Can you understand? All right.
Yeah.
Now then 2 over m plus 2 minus 6 bracket m minus 1 over, okay, well, from here itself, you basically go m minus 2, m plus 2, correct? Can see?
Yeah.
Now, do you see the reason why we are doing this? Because you see, on one side, it's m plus 2, right? True?
Yeah, we
One
can
side is m plus
cross.
2, right? So you are going to, no, you are going to you're going to make the denominator the same. So I'm adding m minus 2. Can?
Yeah.
Got it?
It'll be 2
Understand?
bracket m minus 2.
Very good. 2 bracket m minus 2. Since the denominator is the same, you can combine them. But when you combine them, you got to be very careful of one thing. What is that one thing that you have to be very, very careful of?
A
Sorry.
minus.
It's the minus. Very good. So you make sure you emphasize on it. You get what I'm trying to say? You see, after donkey years, I'm still talking about the minus and minus because I understand the importance of it. You get what I'm trying to say? All right. Keep
Yeah.
emphasizing on those that will kind of cause you some mistakes, can? All right. So over here, you just multiply. You get 2m minus 4 minus 6 times m. You can see how I emphasize on it. Minus
Yes.
6 times minus 1. All right, over here is m plus 2. Over here is m minus 2. Can you understand? All right, so
Yeah.
2m minus 6m minus 4 plus 6 over m plus 2, m minus 2. Can you understand this? All right, from here itself, what is going to happen is 2 minus 6, definitely we know is minus 4m. Minus 4 plus 6, what is minus 4 plus 6? Minus 4 plus 6, well, that means I'm bringing you closer, right, to 0, and then I still have additional 2. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, m
Isn't it?
plus
Yeah.
2, then m minus 2, correct or not? But do you leave it as such? No, you know why? Because you can still factorize something out from here. I'll continue from here, okay, because I have no space. Okay, what do I mean by that? You can take out 2, right? What are you left with?
It'll be,
That,
yeah.
okay. But unfortunately, what happens is that you cannot answer anything. So therefore, this is your answer for this question. We're recording what? Now in the first question, it says that 2xz cubed over x squared minus 1 times 3 bracket x minus 1 over 2x plus 8xy. So when you see a question like that, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, can you see or spot anything, that can be factorized? Well, it's pretty obvious to us that I can use something called special
Extra
identity.
identities.
Very good. This one can be done using special identity. Make sense? All right.
Yeah.
If this has to be special identity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask myself, what type is this, right? Isn't this type 3?
Type 3.
Right, type 3 basically means a squared minus b squared, all right? A squared minus b squared. If I were to factorize it, it becomes a minus b, a plus b. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Well, so this becomes 2xz cubed over a squared equals to x squared, a is equals to x. B squared equals to 1, b is equals to 1. Make sense? Or b squared equals to 1 squared, sure. All right, so x plus 1, x minus 1 times 3 bracket x minus 1 over, can you factorize anything over here? Definitely, right? 2x can be taken out. True? Becomes 1 plus 4y. True?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So that's that. All right. Then from here,
And then you can cross out x minus 1 and x
very
minus
good.
1.
Very good. You can cross out x minus 1 and x minus 1. What else can you cross out? You can
That's
cross
it.
out 2x and you can cross out
Oh
2.
yeah.
True? Okay. So then numerator, numerator, denominator, denominator. Numerator, numerator, denominator, denominator. Okay, so your numerator becomes 3z cubed over your denominator is x plus 1, 1 plus 4y. Okay, is there anything that you can do? Nope. And therefore, this is your answer for this question. Now, in the next question, it says 36 over 2p minus 14q times p squared minus 49q squared over 3. Now, the first thing you want to do is, of course, ask yourself what can be
Special
cancelled and
identities.
factorized. Yeah, this one can be cancelled. You get what I'm trying to say? So I delve right into it. So you can see this 12. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah,
right?
special identities.
Yeah, this is SI, right? If this is special identities, well, what is it? This is basically, oh, sorry. This is basically
Type 3.
A squared. Yeah, A squared minus B squared. We call this type 3. And since we know this is type 3, we are going to write A minus B, A plus B. Make sense? Okay. Now, from here itself, you can see A squared is actually equals to how much? P squared. True? Right? B squared is actually equals to how much? 49 P squared. True? All right. So
Mm-hmm.
my A becomes P. Okay, sorry. Usually I write up and down, not right, left and right. 7P. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the one over here, you definitely can factorize as well. So 12 over, you take out what is common, P minus 7Q. All right. Times what is over here is basically P plus 7P and P minus 7P. Make sense?
Yeah.
AY7P, sorry, it's 49Q. I apologize, not P. So this
So
part,
it's
right? Can you see it? You see, what actually triggered me to go and check again? Because I realized that when I go and special identity, I cannot cancel anything. That doesn't make sense, what? True?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I have these two things over here. Can you see that? All right, this is over 1. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Okay,
Agree.
P minus 7Q, P minus 7Q. Make sense?
Yeah. So now we can cross.
12 and 2 can also cancel. Can you understand? This becomes 1, this becomes 6. True? 6 bracket P plus 7Q over 1. True?
Yeah.
All right, so therefore, this is your answer for this question. The next one, I'm looking at this one over here, okay? So B over 7C squared times 2 over BC divided by 1 over C squared. What you want to do first? You want to, well, if you can cancel away, you can cancel this, right? So you get 2 over 7C cubed divided by 1 over C squared. You saw how I actually focused on the first two first, all right? I ignored the last one. Now, then I focus on the last one, right? So same thing, all right? We always have to make sure we keep change flip. So we keep change flip. And then what we want to do is cancel away C squared. This becomes 1, okay? Now, a lot of students, they like to cancel the entire thing. I tell you, when you cancel the entire thing, it's good. You're going to think that there's no more C. You get what I'm trying to say? So I only cancel the 3 and put 1. Why I cancel 3 becomes 1? Because I remove C squared from here, okay? So what am I left with? I'm left with 2 over 7C.
Yes.
Now, in the next question, it says 4x squared minus y squared over 2x plus y times 5 over x squared minus 6x minus 7. Now, from here itself, right, what you can see is you again want to look for things that can be factorized, all right? I think these are the two parts that can be factorized pretty well, all right? The first thing first is 4x squared minus y squared. So you have a squared equals to 4x squared, all right? A is actually equals to 2x. Okay, b squared equals to y squared. So b is actually equals to y.
Yeah.
This is basically, once again, type 3, right? You realize
A
they
plus
test,
B, A minus B.
yeah, all right, they like to test that, right? A, whatever, a minus b, a plus b doesn't matter, okay? Now, so from here itself, okay, you already know the top. The top can be changed to, let me just rewrite that again. The top can be changed to 2x minus y 2x plus y. And you see why is it that we need to factorize it so that you can actually cancel the top and the bottom, right? Times 5 over whatever that is over here. This is 3 expression. 3 expression basically means that you are going to find the commoner first, after that followed by something called cross-factorization. Okay, in this situation, there isn't anything that you can, nothing that is common, right? So we just go right into cross-factorization. When you do cross-factorization, you realize that you have x squared over here, negative 7 over here, negative 6x over here. Make sense? All right, so for x squared itself, I will have x and x. For negative 7 is negative 1 times 7, right? What else do you have? Nothing much. Think about it. Definitely, it should be something like that, right? Because it's negative 6. True? Okay, not really. Actually, it should be the other way around. Negative 7 and 1, right? Negative 7x and negative x. sorry, positive x, what happens? You are bringing yourself closer to 0. Okay, so negative 7 plus x
Yeah.
is definitely negative 6x. So you just take whatever that is over here, x minus 7, and you take whatever that is over here, x plus 1. All right, so your denominator becomes this, and your denominator becomes this. What you're going to do now is obviously you want to cancel it, right? Is there anything that you can cancel? You realize that there isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, there's only one part, which is this and this. True? Okay, 5
Yes.
bracket 2x minus y over x minus 7 x plus 1. Anything you can cancel? Nope. If there's nothing that you can cancel, this is your answer for this question. Now, the first question says P is equals to U squared minus V squared over P over Q, right? So the first thing first, as you can see, express V in terms of P, Q, and U. Of course, over here, what does that mean? Express V in terms of P, Q, and U. Basically, this means that you are going to have V on the left-hand side. You're going to have
So
V on
he
the
is the subject.
V, yes, make V the subject. Make sense? Okay, so what you want to do is, of course, you are going to just, if you want V to be the subject, maybe I can write this down first. V to be the subject, V to be the subject basically tells me that I need to make sure that V is on the left-hand side. Okay, V is on the left-hand side. Okay, so if you want V to be on the left-hand side, what you want to do is you want to just have, okay, PQ equals to U squared minus V squared. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to shift. What are you going to shift? You are going to shift the rest over to the other side. Okay, you want to shift this over. So you have PQ plus V squared is equals to U squared. Okay, continue from here. V squared is equals to U squared. When you want to bring the PQ over, you bring it over to this side minus PQ. Make sense? Okay, and then you want V, right? If you want V, that means to say you will basically square root it. U squared minus PQ. All right, and more importantly is that you are going to have a plus and a minus. Okay, all right, so this is your answer for this question. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to have F, okay, F equals to MV minus MU over T. The first thing you want to do is, of course, you want to make M the subject, right? So you want to make sure that M is on the left-hand side. Well, or if not, you can just isolate it. FT equals to MV minus MU. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to just make M the subject, means to say FT equals to M bracket V minus U. Can see? Okay, and you want M to be the subject. So I like to swap. I like to swap. I like to swap this part. And then what I want to do is I want M to be isolated. So M has to be on its own, and then you're going to have FT over V minus U. Make sense? All right, so that's your answer for this question. Okay, the first thing you want to do, as you can see, to make B the subject of the formula, yeah? So C is equals to 8B plus 3 over B plus 1. Okay, and you want to make B the subject. That means to say, again, you want to isolate B, right? If you want to isolate B, what you're going to do right now is you're going to, well, again, you can cross multiply first. You can cross multiply. So C bracket B plus 1 equals to 8B plus 3. Okay, all right, and what you want to do is you want to just, expand accordingly. If you can, expand accordingly. Why do you expand? Because you want to remove away the 1, right? So CB plus C is equals to 8B plus 3. Okay?
Now you move the three,
You,
right?
sorry?
We move the three
Yeah, in
because
fact,
we're trying to isolate 8B. We're trying to
you
isolate 8B to then form B.
yeah, or you can bring the B together. You get what I'm trying to say? You can bring the B
Yeah.
together. So you want to bring the B together, that means to say CB. Oh, in fact, no, not CB. Okay, but maybe what we can do is we can say C minus 3 is equal. You know why minus 3? Because I bring this over, right? It's equals to
Yeah.
B minus CB. Can you understand? Make sense? All right.
Yeah.
C minus 3 is equals to 8B minus CB. You can isolate B what? True?
Yeah.
Make sense? Can see?
Yeah.
Right. So I swap position because I'm more comfortable with whatever I want to find to be on the left-hand side. So B is over here. So C minus 3 over 8 minus C. Can you understand? And therefore, This is your answer for this question. Given that t is equals to 2 pi square root m over k, the first thing you want to do, as you can see over here, is to express m in terms of t and k. So that means m needs to be the subject. When it is the subject, the focus, right, I want to isolate it. Okay, I want to isolate it. So that means it has to be on its own lah. Okay. Now from here itself, right, it's like, how am I supposed to isolate m? M is like surrounded by so many other expressions. Very simple. All you want to do is to remove away 2 pi first, right? So when you remove away 2 pi, you divide by that. Why do you divide? Well, very simple, because this is a multiplication. So if you want to remove something that is multiplied, right, multiplication, you want to go and divide, okay? And then this becomes square root m over
M over K.
okay. Now your job is simple, right? Your job is to make sure that you want to make m to be the subject, right? So you want to have square root m over k is equals to t over 2 pi. All right, how do you remove away the square root? Well, very simple. To remove square root, what you want to do, you want m to be the subject, so you want to remove away the square root. You want to basically do one very simple thing, and that is to square this. Am I making sense? Okay. Now, when you do that, you're still stuck with that k, you see, you're still stuck with this. So your job is actually remembering to be able to remove things one by one, piece by piece. You're not yeah, try not to remove everything all at once. You understand? You try to remove piece by piece. So in this situation, you want to remove the k, you just have to basically t over 2 pi to the power of 2 times k over 1. You get what I'm trying to say? M equals
Yeah,
t squared. The square, right? When the square spills inside, it goes to everything. You understand?
yeah,
So t squared over 4 pi squared with a k over here. Does that make sense to you? All right. So m
yeah,
equals to this, and therefore this is your answer for this question. Now over here, you see that k is equals to 2 over 3 square root p over x minus 3. They want us to express x in terms of k and p. Express x in terms of k and p. So
and
express x means
X
what?
makes the
Yeah.
subjects.
Right. So you want to remove away the 2/3 first, right? So k divided by 2/3 is equals to square root p over x minus 3. Can you understand? Right. This means k times 3 over 2 equals to square root p over x minus 3. All right, 3k over 2 is equals to square root p over x minus 3. How do you remove away the square root? Very simple. You are going to square it. Bye. See you. All right, you're going to square it. Okay. You're going to do p over x minus 3. Can you understand? Okay, your job is to express x. You want to express x. So if you want to express x, what you're going to do is, of course, you're gonna well, if you want, you can go and cross it, you can go and cross it if you want to. You can go and cross it. Okay. And how are you gonna cross it? Well, maybe you want to spew the square into each of the elements first. Okay. When you spew the square into each of the elements, that becomes 3 to the power of 2, that is 9. So 9k squared over 4 equals to p over x minus 3. Can you understand?
Yeah,
Now I can actually cross multiply if I want to. Okay,
yeah,
you want to cross multiply, you can lah, huh? 9k squared bracket x minus 3 equals to 4p, right? X minus 3 remains equals to 4p over 9k squared. Make sense? All right,
yeah,
so x is equals to 4p over 9k squared plus 3. Can you understand? All right,
yeah,
so therefore, you can go and further solve it, lah, but never mind, we can leave it as such, and this is your answer for this question. Now, well, we are given this, right? And they want us to basically find y when x equals to 2 and z equals to 3. What does that mean to you? It's basically this, okay? Y is equals to, you're going to just substitute in. You're just going to substitute in. You can sub it all in. you realize that when you sub it all in, it becomes this. Okay? 3 times 2, 6. 2 times 3, 6, right? 9 times 2, 18. 18 minus 3. Okay, so y is equals to 12 over 15. All right, you want to simplify it. Y equals to, you can divide by 3 over here. Divide by 3 over here, you get 4 over 5. Okay, so y is equals to 4 over 5. Can you understand?
Yeah.
That's for I. Okay, then of course we go for II. For II itself, right? The question says express x in terms of, so that means x has to be on the left-hand side. Or in fact, x has to be the one that I want to isolate. Can you understand?
Yeah.
More importantly is of course, to write out first, and then you're going to remove one by one. Now then you're like, but I can't exactly remove, right, the x. Am I making sense? So what I
Yeah.
love to do is I love to do one thing called cross multiplication. All right, because when I cross multiply, right, I'm kind of just jumbling them up. All right, when I jumble, oh sorry, it's 2x, 2z, 3x plus 2z. When I jumbles them up, right, it gives me that clarity. So you over here, you expand it accordingly. 9xy minus yz equals to 3x plus 2z. The ones that you want, you put them together. So I want x, right? So 9xy minus 3x equals to 2z. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Bring over the yz, so you plus yz. Can you understand?
Yeah.
From here itself, you can obviously see that 3x is the one that is common. So you take out 3x, you're left with 3y minus 1 equals to 2z plus yz. Can you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once you're done with this, of course, you are going to ask yourself a very simple question. The question wants us to find x, right? So you just
Wait, do
basically,
we have to, can we also take out what's common in the other
no need.
expression?
You can, but you don't need. Okay, you
Okay.
can, but you don't need. Okay, because the question is not caring about z. The question says, I want your focus. The main attention right here is x. Can you understand? Can.
And
All right. I think very, very importantly is that now you're going to write down, okay, 3x, just remain there. All right, 2z plus yz over 3y minus 1. Can you understand? Got it? Okay. But the question is not asking you for 3x. The question wants you to find x, right? So it's 2z
so
plus yz over 3y minus 1 divided by 3 over 1. Are you understanding or not understanding? Okay, x is equals to 2z plus yz over 3y minus 1 times 1 over 3. So x
yeah.
equals to, well, you can just, sorry, look at the numerator, numerator 2z plus yz over 3 bracket 3y minus 1. Now, teacher Joseph, can I, factorize this part so that at least it looks more simplified? Sure, you can. All right, I'm just going to continue from here, okay? X is equals to, you take out z bracket 2 plus y. Can you understand? 3 bracket 3y minus 1, and therefore, to express x in terms of y and z looks like this.
Yes.
Now, the question says, right, that x is equals to k minus t squared over 2k plus 3t squared. You are going to sub, right? You're trying to find x, okay? And you're going to sub k equals to 3 and t equals to -2. So x is equals to, k is what? 3, right? 3 minus bracket -2 to the power of 2 over 2k means 2 to the power of 3. 2, sorry, I sub 3 into k plus 3 bracket -2 to the power of 2. If there's one thing that I need to highlight to you, it's really this part. When I have a -2 to the power of 2 with the bracket, right? What does it really mean? It basically means I have 2 of this. So when I have 2 of this, what happens? I get to an
Not
answer.
positive.
Yeah, a positive 4. True?
But then it's negative minus positive
Yeah,
4.
then
So
yeah,
again, it's -4 squared.
yeah, absolutely. You get what I'm trying to say? So x is equals to
Yes.
3 minus, but I want you to focus on this minus side. The green color side first. Can? -2 to the power of 2, we already said that it's 4, right? So we are at 4. Can you understand? All right, 3 times 3, that becomes 6. 6 plus 3, you still have a 4 over here. Do you understand or don't understand?
Yeah.
Okay. And then from here itself, what happens is that x is equals to 3 minus 4 minus 1. True. 6 plus
Yeah.
12. Make sense? X is equals to minus 1 over 18. Got it? X is equals to negative 1 over 18. Where do you put the negative? You put the negative right beside the fraction line. Can you understand or don't understand?
Yeah.
Got it? You sure?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Um,
I?
Yep, definitely I. Okay, so to express that in terms of k and x, they want t to be the one, right? So x is equals to k minus t squared over 2k plus 3t squared. Now express t. Can you see that? So what you want to do is you want to cross multiply over here first, right? Again, unscramble them, and then from there maybe you have a better view as to what are some of the things that can be isolated. Okay, all right. Once
It
you
will be
have
x bracket k minus t squared. No.
equals to k minus t squared. Make sense? You
Okay.
unscramble them ready. What happens is that you want to expand this accordingly. All right. And then after that, you're going to get to 3x t squared equals to k minus t squared. Got it? Then now you're going to do some isolation, right? How are you going to isolate? Which one do you want? You want the t squared, right? So this becomes k minus 2xk. Make sense? Because you bring this 2xk over, ma, right? Your k, you never move, ma. Then your minus t squared, you go over, ma. When you go over, then it becomes positive. Okay? So then
Yeah.
over here, you want express t, right? So you just factorize t squared, lah. You factorize t squared, you're left with 3x plus 1, right? Equals to k minus 2xk. Can you understand or don't understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Then from here itself, once you're done, you're going to, obviously this is not done, right? Right? You're going to continue from here. You're going to have t squared is equals to, you're going to remove away the 3x plus 1, right? You isolate your t squared. You're going to have k minus 2xk over 3x plus 1. Is this something that you can understand?
Yeah.
All right, of course, once you're done with this, right, what you're going to do is you're going to, right, t is
Remove k.
equals to square root. Okay, more importantly, you're going to have a plus and minus k minus 2xk over 3x plus 1. Can you understand? All right, and that's how you would do
Yeah.
a question like this. Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video or you can view our playlist here.